All right, San Antonio Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings 123 to 110. And yeah, man, it was a good win. Good win for the Spurs. There was never really any point in the game where I was nervous we were going to lose, except maybe towards the end. I think it was Russell Westbrook that hit a three in the fourth quarter, and he cut it to 6 points. So I was a little worried at that point, but there was never really any time in the game where I really felt like the Spurs were going to lose. This is going to be the lead tracker right here. So this shows kind of the ebbs and flows of the game, who had the lead when they had the lead. But if you see here, the purple is Sacramento. This will be a 20-point lead, 15-10. So Sacramento came out. They were ahead, I guess, to start the first minute or two. I can't really remember, but I guess they were ahead for a little second. Then all the black is just San Antonio. So you can see we pretty much dominated throughout the entire game. We were up, I think 17 or 18 was our biggest lead at one point. And at that time, that's right here, that was in the third quarter. And I was kind of hoping, let's just smash the Kings. Let's just blow this thing out, go up 30 points, and just totally crush all their hopes and dreams. And we weren't able to do that. So that's one thing I want to see from our team. This is a pretty complete game we put together. We played well as a team. We're missing Wemby. Stephon Castle goes out. I want to say it was at halftime. They said he had a hip injury. I never saw him get hurt during the game. So hopefully it's just a little, he got his hip bump, maybe a little hip bruise or something. And I think he's going to be fine because it didn't seem like anything too seriously. But the only game all season the Spurs have played where we just dominate from the opening tip to the end of the game was against Dallas. We were up at least 30 points at one point against Dallas. So when we're playing trash, they're trash. The Kings are trash. I want to be nice, but when we're playing trash Kings like the Sacramento Kings, we should just crush them, go up 30 points, and never let them even get a chance to come back in the game. But if you see right here, that was when they cut it to 6 right there. You can see our lead kind of diminished a little bit. Westbrook hit that three with maybe 6 or 5 minutes left, and they cut it to 6. But other than that, I was proud of how we played out there. We did really well without having Wemby. I bet all the De'Aaron Fox people are gonna be pretty quiet now. We'll get to the player stats here in a second, but the De'Aaron Fox haters are probably pretty quiet at this point. De'Aaron Fox leads the team in scoring with 28. DeRozan had 27 for the Kings. So yeah, we won by 13 points. So I'm happy we won by double digits at least. There were some games earlier in the season where we get a big lead like this and then it gets really tight. We would lose the lead in certain games, maybe let the team tie it up or get within 3 points. We at least held the Kings off by 6 points. Westbrook hit the three and cut it to 6. But again, I was really never worried that we were going to lose. Even when Westbrook hit that three, I figured De'Aaron Fox is going to help us close out the game. And De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, we're both great in the fourth quarter, like they are a lot of the time. But rebound battle, we out rebounded the Kings by 7 rebounds, 52 to 45. We were missing Wemby, so that's impressive. We win the rebound battle. I didn't see the exact numbers yet. Again, we'll get into them in a second, but I think Keldon Johnson had 11 rebounds by himself. I know Luke Cornett was a dog on the glass as well. Kelly Olynyk got some minutes out there. We'll get to him in a second, but I thought Kelly Olynyk looked great for us. I think Jeremy Sohan got more minutes than he has been getting these past few games. So it doesn't really make sense to me, our rotations at times. Coaching's the main thing I would complain about as a Spurs fan so far up until this point in the season, but Mitch Johnson's still a young coach. We're all kind of learning as we go, but we have the 38 assists. Sacramento has 25. Watching the game, it felt like we moved the ball a lot better and just executed much better offensively than the Kings. And again, we should have. It should never be a close game, and it really wasn't too close, except for when it got cut to 6 points in the fourth. They have the 10 steals, we have the 7 steals. We'll see our total turnovers as a team in a second, but our turnovers were still a bit concerning in this game. I'm pretty sure, yeah, right here, 12 turnovers for Sacramento. We had the 14 turnovers. So we do have more turnovers than Sacramento. We won the game comfortably, but that's still pretty inexcusable. Our team's still learning how to mesh together. We're still learning how to incorporate De'Aaron Fox. Stephon Castle, I don't know if he still has the most turnovers in the NBA, but he did over like the first 9 or 10 games. So Stephon Castle is still learning how to kind of better play the point guard position. And I think having De'Aaron Fox run the point is going to open things up more for Stephon Castle. These last 2 games, Castle's numbers have been a bit down, but he's still learning how to play off of De'Aaron Fox as well. And we saw last season, Castle was playing off Chris Paul basically all season long, and he was just fine. So playing off of an even better player in De'Aaron Fox is just going to unlock Stephon Castle even more once he gets more used to playing off ball. He played off ball all the time at UConn, so it's not like he's a guy that has to have the ball in his hands to be effective. We shoot 54% from the field. The Kings shoot 47%. Felt like it watching the game as well. 54%. That's on fire. We shot really well from the field in the game. There were times when I felt like we could have moved the ball better, turned the ball over less, but that's kind of the case game in and game out. We usually have more turnovers than the other team. So that's one little thing I could critique. I wish we did out execute Sacramento, but there were small little things we could clean up in the turnover game. There was one pass from De'Aaron Fox last game. Same thing this game. Fox kicks out to the corner, and Champagnie was cutting up to the top of the arc, and they kind of miscommunicated and had a turnover on that play. But that's going to come with time when those guys get more chemistry, and our whole team gets more chemistry as a whole. Pretty much the same. They shoot 36% from three. We're 37%, I guess, if you want to round it up. But I want to say we hit more threes than them. I'm going to check the numbers in a second, but felt like we were shooting way better than them from three. Again, we're both 36% for both teams, but I think we took quite a higher volume and knocked down, I feel like, a lot more threes just by watching the game. We'll check the exact numbers in a second. We shoot 83% from the line. They shoot 72% from the line. We're just a better free throw shooting team than the Kings, and it just kind of comes down to that. Points in the paint, second chance points, and fast break points. We win all three of these categories. We usually win all three of these categories. We won all three of these categories against Golden State last game as well, but they just out-executed us with their veterans down the stretch. But we dominate points in the paint, 58 points to 44 for Sacramento. That is impressive because they have Domantas Sabonis. He's a big old motherfucker. He's a dog down there. Usually scores a lot of points in the paint. They have Russell Westbrook out there. DeMar DeRozan gets in the paint pretty well. He prefers his mid-range, but he does a pretty good job of getting into the paint. So I was happy that we outscored him 14 points in the paint without us having Wembanyama. That is impressive. Second chance points, 11-6. We do beat them in the second chance points. Keldon had like 11 rebounds, so I think he had a handful of offensive rebounds like he normally does. I think De'Aaron Fox had an offensive rebound or two. Sohan, Cornette looked like they were great on the glass out there as well. So we normally win that stat. Fast break points, 9-15. With us having De'Aaron Fox, every second he was in the game, we were playing completely different. Our offense looked way better when De'Aaron Fox was in there. We were getting way better quality possessions. And when he's bringing the ball up on the fast break, it seems like De'Aaron Fox gets the ball down to the three-point line. You know what I mean? Like he gets the ball. He's already in our half-court offense with like 20 seconds left on the clock. De'Aaron Fox gets up the court quick, and it's not always to try to blow by everyone and get into the paint or take a shot for himself. It's just to get the offense set up really quickly. And I did notice that when he was in the game, our offense was executing better. We were getting better looks. And then when De'Aaron Fox came out of the game, we were still playing pretty well, but it was noticeable. I don't want to use the word stagnant, but our offense was not nearly as smooth, and we weren't getting as high quality shot looks as we were when De'Aaron Fox was in the game. Moving on to the player stats, though. DeMar DeRozan, he fucking cooked us, to be honest. 12 for 15. He has 27 points. He hits his 1 3-pointer, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. I love DeMar. Once a Spur, always a Spur. DeMar DeRozan's a dog. There was a point in the game where I was thinking, we need to send some help towards DeMar DeRozan. Stop letting him hit all these mid-range jumpers on us. But DeMar DeRozan, you guys already know if you've been a fan of the Spurs, but he usually catches the ball kind of right there at the free throw line area. And the spots on the court where DeMar DeRozan likes to operate, it's really hard to double team him because he'll catch the ball right there at the free throw line. He's not even dribbling. He'll turn around. He still has the option to dribble and go to the rim, but he catches it, turns around. He has three-point shooters in both corners. If you come with the help, he's going to swing it out to his three-point shooter for an open three-point look. And I feel like we played him correctly. We decided, hey, DeMar, we'll let you shoot as many mid-range jumpers as you want, and we'll let you score your 27 points on 12 for 15 from the field, which is amazing efficiency. But we decided we're going to let DeRozan operate one-on-one. And he cooked us all night long, but we prefer that instead of bringing help towards DeMar DeRozan and giving up these open three balls. And I think our strategy worked out. The Kings, they were 12 for 33 from the three-point line. So that's what we were trying to avoid. We don't want to double team DeMar, and then they're getting more open three balls. So I feel like we played that right. Zach LaVine just had a bad game, only 8 points on 3 for 7. He has the 2 turnovers. Domantas Sabonis, 17 points on 7 for 14. So he shoots 50% from the field, which you would think is pretty good. 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 turnovers. Demonis is a solid player. It just seems like the Kings is kind of the right place for him. I can't really think of another team that would really use Domantas Sabonis' skill set. He's good in the paint. He's a solid post player. He's pretty ass at shooting threes. He has an okay little mid-range shot, but we did a good job on Sabonis. He does get the 13 rebounds. I'm pretty sure he's leading the entire NBA in rebounding, so he's a dog down there getting offensive rebounds, but we did a good job defending him as well, especially for us not having Wemby out there. Westbrook, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 turnovers. Just kind of a classic Russell Westbrook stat line. Dennis Schroeder played well against us, 22 points on 8 for 13. He does knock down the 5 threes. There was one three in the fourth quarter where it swings out to Schroeder, and De'Aaron Fox he like half closed out. He doesn't get all the way out there to contest the three, and Schroeder knocked down the three. That's one thing. That's kind of our whole team though. Sometimes we'll do that. We'll kind of take a couple of steps to close out, but we don't completely close out, and we'll give up some open threes that way. We didn't have Wemby this game, so we were kind of playing different on our three-point defense because when Wemby's out there, we can just press up on everything and don't have to worry about us getting beat on the back line because Wemby's going to clean up everything back there. But again, 12 for 33 from 3. We held them to just a little over 33% from the three-point line. We are the worst three-point defense in the NBA, if you guys didn't know that. So it's nice to see us play some solid defense on the three-point line, especially without Wemby and with our best perimeter defender missing the second half in Stephon Castle. So we did a solid job. Solid job defending the Kings out there. Devin Vassell is 6 for 14, 16 points. He does have the 8 assists. I didn't even know that. That's really impressive, the 8 assists from Vassell. Watching the game, I didn't feel like he was doing a whole lot of playmaking, but a lot of his assists will come off. He comes off the screen, he catches it like he's about to go up into his mid-range jumper, then Sohan, Cornette, whoever it is, cuts the basket, and Devin Vassell can make those easy assists. Devin Vassell, he draws a lot of gravity off ball as well. You already know the play I'm talking about, where he kind of curls off on the inbounds play. He catches for that mid-range jumper, and a lot of teams have kind of scouted that play. They know it's coming. So I saw a couple of times this game where 2 players would go with Vassell on that little baseline curl he likes to get to, and would get us an open look for Luke Cornette, Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Sohan, whoever it was that was working off of that action. Harrison Barnes scores 9 points in the fourth quarter. When we're down 6, he knocks down the 3 ball to put us back up 9, which kind of helped to quell that momentum the Kings had. Again, I was never really worried at any point in the game that we were going to lose, but when Westbrook hit the 3 to cut it to 6 points, I can't lie, I was thinking to myself, fuck, I'm not trying to have a close finish where we need De'Aaron Fox to close out the game. De'Aaron Fox still closed out the game, but I'm happy he closed it out while we were up 10 points instead of the Kings continuing their run and cutting it down to 3 points, and we're losing a nail biter to a Kings team that's like fucking 3-12 or whatever the record is at this point. The Kings are not a good team. 3 for 6 from 3. Harrison was great out there. He's our most consistent player. I think he's shooting like 50% from 3 for this season. He has 0 turnovers. I love having Harrison Barnes on the team. I think he's 32 or 33 years old at this point, and he's a great veteran player. Shows guys just how to carry themselves like a veteran, and he's also an Ironman. He played 82 games last season. He's probably trying to go for 82 again this season. He always plays pretty much 75 games or more. To be honest, I think he's played like 200 plus games in a row. I'm pretty sure he has a streak of games played that's still going right now. So it's cool to have a guy in Harrison Barnes that can show Vassell and Keldon Johnson, Wemby. De'Aaron Fox kind of stays in pretty good health, but Stephon Castle just kind of show our younger guys what he does, how he diets, how he works on his body, what he does to take care of himself, so they can kind of take that knowledge and hopefully imply it for themselves and be able to take better care of themselves. Injuries just happen. Some guys are more durable than others. Harrison Barnes is obviously a very durable player, but he does a lot of things off the court, weight room, just his diet. He does a lot of things to keep himself healthy and keep himself available. And availability is, of course, the greatest ability. Ability. Luke Cornett has 13 points. He's 5 for 5. This is like the third game this season. He shot 100%. Cornett knows his role. He's not out there shooting threes. He can knock them down. I don't think he shot one fucking three with us all season. It's just pick and roll with De'Aaron Fox, pick and roll with Castle, pick and roll with Dylan Harper when Dylan Harper was in there with us, and he just rolls and he catches lobs. He fucking dunks the ball. He takes all of his shots inside the restricted area, and I love it. Luke Cornett's not trying to play outside of his role. He's probably, outside of De'Aaron Fox, he's like our biggest acquisition we've gotten since last season, because we brought in Cornett, and then we brought in, from the De'Aaron Fox trade, Jordan McLaughlin came over with him. But Cornett's been so huge for us. We were missing a backup center so bad last season. And now that we see how our team looks with a quality, honestly a high quality, Luke Cornett's one of the better backup centers in the NBA. And he shows us how much we were missing a backup center last season with all the great stuff he does out there. But fucking 13 points, 11 rebounds. He has the 3 blocks. He did a great job filling in for Wemby. He wasn't trying to take step-back threes and do all the crazy stuff Wemby does. Of course, he can't do all of that, but he just plays his role so well. There hasn't been one time, I think, all season long where Luke Cornett made a play, and I was like, oh, what the fuck, Luke? That was a terrible read. That was a terrible play. Speaking of reads, another thing Cornett does, he only had 1 assist, but he'll catch the ball. He'll catch the ball as the roll man, catch it right there underneath the free throw line, and he'll kick it out to the corner. He'll kick it out to the wing. A lot of the time, he might not get the direct assist, but let's say he kicks it to the wing and they pass it out to the corner. But basically, the point is when he rolls, he'll draw 2 people a lot of the time as the roll man. The defense makes the wrong read, and before you know it, Luke Cornett's kicking out for an open shooter or kicking out for someone this open to attack the closeout, make a play for themselves. And Luke Cornett's basketball IQ and just his scoring and rebounding, his defense, he's just been so great for us. We'll get to Fox in a second. Stephon Castle, he only played the 15 minutes. He has the 5 assists, 4 points. He does have the 3 turnovers in the 15 minutes. Castle, he had like the 3-4 games in a row where he had double-digit assists. 2 of those games, he only had 2 turnovers. So he had 10-plus assists with only 2 turnovers in 2 of those games. So his playmaking has been really improved this season. His turnovers have been a concern for us, but I'm not going to get too mad about Castle. He's still a young man, still learning the offense, learning how to be an NBA playmaker. I heard some people making the point that De'Aaron Fox is taking some shots and some ball handling duties away from Stephon Castle, and that's definitely true. He is, but De'Aaron Fox is still the better offensive player than Stephon Castle, and it's not really that close, to be honest. And I love Stephon Castle. He's one of my favorite players on the Spurs. We all love Stephon Castle. If you want to make an argument Stephon Castle is the better overall player, I probably still don't agree with you, but you can at least make that argument with his impact defensively and rebounding and everything else that Castle does out there. But again, Fox is taking away some shots from Castle, but he's going to adjust into that role. He's going to be just fine. Stephon Castle was not our lead point guard last season. It was Chris Paul, and Chris Paul, he's not, it's going to sound mean, he's not half the player De'Aaron Fox is at this point in their careers. So once De'Aaron Fox kind of gets ingratiated into the offense, Stephon Castle gets used to playing with him. Stephon Castle's a true combo guard. He can play the shooting guard with really no problem. He's just going to adjust more to playing in this offense next to De'Aaron Fox. And before you know it, it's going to be like last year, just crazy back cuts, getting all these plays, having De'Aaron Fox help him make all these plays like Chris Paul was last season. And then, they can play off of each other. It's not like Stephon Castle is not going to get any ball handling duties. I was noticing De'Aaron Fox would usually play to start the first quarter. He comes out with about 6 minutes left in the first quarter, and then Stephon Castle gets to take over the ball handling duties. Just going to kind of come down to coaching as well, staggering the minutes between De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle, and making sure that each guy gets their opportunity to shine without them taking away from each other. But again, people are still hating on De'Aaron Fox from last game, and I've heard some people saying he's taken away from Castle, but I don't so much agree with that. Like I said, he does take away some of his shot opportunities, but De'Aaron Fox is the better offensive player, and that just is what it is right now. That's not to say Stephon Castle will never be a better player than De'Aaron Fox. I honestly think he will. He will be a better player than De'Aaron Fox as his career goes on. But, right now De'Aaron Fox is a great player for Stephon Castle to play next to and just learn even more from another veteran guard. Champagny was great. He 3 for 7 from three, 12 points on 4 for 9 shooting. He just hits a lot of big threes, to be honest. Champagny, he can be hot and cold, but these last few games, every time he shoots a three, I feel like it's going in. So Champagny's been great for us. He had a couple breakdowns on defense, and that'll frustrate me because Champagny's 6'7". He's a really, really good defender. So him and Keldon Johnson, they'll have some breakdowns defensively, and with them being more veteran players that have been in our system for a while, I'll get more mad at them when they have breakdowns defensively than I would at some of our other players just because these guys have been in the system so long. But Champagny was great for us. Keldon's been so great for us all season long. He didn't have a good game last game, but he just totally bought into his new role. You're in there to bring us energy, to grab offensive rebounds, grab defensive rebounds, just fucking get your teammates pumped up, throw down some nasty dunks, take some open threes when you are open. Keldon Johnson's three-point shooting has been really bad all season. He's 0 for 4 in this game, but he's 7 for 9 from the field. He gives us 14 points and 12 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 0 turnovers is the biggest stat for Keldon Johnson. Just one thing, I noticed this pretty much every game with Keldon, just like a small critique. When the ball's kind of swinging around, say the ball's at the top of the arc, Keldon's on the wing and then Champagny's in the corner, and De'Aaron Fox passes the ball to Keldon. Keldon's fairly open for a three ball, but Champagny's the obvious read. That's the obvious correct basketball play. Pass the ball one more time, swing it to the corner for the more open shot, or if you're in the corner, swing it back to the wing for the more open three ball. I noticed at least two plays in this game where Keldon caught the ball beyond the arc and took not a horrible 3-point shot, but he did stop the ball movement when he should have made one more pass for an even better three ball. So that'll kind of frustrate me with Keldon at times, just because he's been in the system so long. He should know to make that extra pass. But that's just a small critique I have on Keldon. He's been just great for us all season with his energy, his rebounding, his scoring's been solid. And the mistakes I'm talking about as far as him not swinging the ball around or taking ill-advised shots at times, it's not nearly like it was last season, because he would do that quite a bit last season, but now he's totally bought into his role and he gives us such great energy off of the bench. Jeremy Sohan looked great out there. I'm so fucking confused. Like the past 2 or 3 games since Jeremy Sohan's been healthy, he's getting like 9 or 10 minutes per game, but he was starting last season, and he's obviously, I feel like obviously a starting caliber power forward. If not, he's good enough to get at least 20 minutes per game is what I'm saying. There's no excuse for Jeremy to have not played 20 minutes last game and the game before against the Golden State Warriors. They're a small ball team. He's a small ball player, and he would have done a lot of great things for us if he actually got the correct minutes he should have against the Golden State Warriors. Tonight, he gets the 22 minutes. Again, he should never get less than 20 minutes in any game with what he gives us defensively and just as a connector on offense. He had the 2 turnovers this game, but he hasn't been getting enough minutes to kind of get used to playing with De'Aaron and get used to being out there with all the guys. But he has the 11 points, 4 for 5. He knocks down 2 of his 3 threes. His shot looked really good. The 1 3 he missed, you kind of saw the hitch on his jumper, but the 2 he hit, he shot him really, really smooth. His stroke looked great, and he knocked him down. His release looked a lot faster than it did last season, and I know he was working on his 3 ball all off season long, and when Sohan shoots a 3 and Keldon Johnson shoots a 3, I kind of feel better with Sohan's 3-point shot at this point, so I wish he would get more opportunities to actually shoot those 3 balls. He's amazing defensively, and it just makes no sense why he hasn't been getting minutes out there on the court. I've said in my past 2 videos, I think we're going to trade Jeremy Sohan just with how we're barely playing him any minutes, and then even more importantly, we didn't extend him on his contract. So I feel like we're going to trade Sohan, unfortunately, but if we are going to trade him, at least let him go out there and raise up his trade value. I'm not 100% sure if we are or aren't going to trade Sohan, but if we are or aren't, still get him out on the court. He's a very impactful player for us, especially defensively. And if he's shooting threes like this, even if he was like 2 for 5, he makes a big impact on offense and defense. I'm just really confused why Jeremy's not getting a lot of minutes out there. But tonight he gets his 22 minutes, the 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Um, Great job defensively. I thought he made a great impact when he was out on the court. Another confusing one, Kelly Olynyk gets like no minutes. Like, why do we even pick him up? He's a really impactful player as well. I was noticing with him and Luke Cornett, when they're the roll man and they catch the ball right there around the free throw line area, they make really good reads as a passer. Or, if it's wide open, they go down and finish in the paint, of course. But those two guys are veteran players, and I feel like we should be able to find at least 15 minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes for Kelly Olynyk every night. So I'm glad that Mitch Johnson found some minutes for him to play tonight. But he plays 18 minutes. He has the 5 points. He knocks down 1 3 ball. I mean, fucking 6 rebounds. He has 8 assists in 18 minutes. That's just what I don't get. Kelly Olynyk is such a veteran player. He's an impactful player, and we should find at least 15 minutes per night for him. If not, maybe even more. I mean, he fucking balled out today. Only the 5 points on the 5 shots, so that's not great, I guess. It is what it is. But 6 rebounds, 8 assists, only 2 turnovers on the 8 assists in 18 minutes. He was a big player for the Celtics team. He knows how to play like an emotion offense. He knows how to run a pick and roll and make the correct read off of the pick and roll. So I'm happy he got 18 minutes this game and got to kind of show what he can do out there. We had a Carter Bryant side, and he got the 6 minutes out there. Carter seems really excited to shoot every time he catches the ball, and I can't blame him. I like when Carter gets out there, but the 3 shots he took, I'm not going to say they were ill-advised shots, but the right play would have been to make one more pass. Carter Bryant's just excited to shoot when he gets out there. He looks like he's going to be just a total stud on defense, but he just doesn't get enough minutes to kind of prove himself out there. Part of me thinks he should go to the G League and just really play a lot of minutes in the G League at least, so we can bring him in next season and he can make an impact for us next season. Because him playing, 5 or 6 minutes, a lot of games he doesn't even get in there to play. I don't think that's as good for his development as going to the G League and playing 20, 30 minutes per game against. They are G League players, but they're still NBA players. I feel like that would be better for his development if he goes down to the G League to actually get to play 30 minutes or more per game. But again, just a great team win. I forgot, getting back to De'Aaron Fox. Foxy plays 34 minutes. He scores 28 points. He has the 11 assists, 11 for 20 from the field, so he's over 50% efficiency. Shoots 50% from 3 just like he did last game. He only has 2 turnovers. He has the 1 steal, and he's plus 20 for his plus minus. And you could tell just watching the game, when De'Aaron Fox was out there, our offense ran, I'm not going to say 100 times better, but it ran way, way better. We're getting so many more quality looks for everyone on the team when De'Aaron Fox is out there on offense. Some people might make the point, when De'Aaron Fox is out there, the ball doesn't move as much. I guess I kind of saw that this game. I'll partially agree with you on that. But with De'Aaron Fox, it's like, yeah, when he's out there, it might not be 5 or 6 passes, but it's because we don't necessarily need to make all those passes. De'Aaron Fox gets the ball. He kind of draws a double team immediately, passes to Luke Cornett for an easy dunk. He had a lob to Luke Cornett. There was another play where they double team him. Luke Cornett's rolling. They tag Luke Cornett. So the corner defender tags Luke Cornett, and De'Aaron Fox just throws a skip pass right to the corner for a Harrison Barnes 3. He had another skip pass. Same situation. Running the pick and roll with Cornett. Cornett rolls. The corner defender drops down to tag Cornett, and De'Aaron Fox throws a skip pass right to the corner for his Champagne 3. He was just great playmaking. He was great scoring. He closes the game out for us down the stretch. He scored, I want to say, at least 10 points in the fourth quarter. He had some good dimes as well. And like I said before, all the trade De'Aaron Fox haters are going to be really, really quiet today. I think most of those people were salty Kings fans, to be honest. They're just mad that we stole their top 10 point guard for a trade package that made no sense for the Kings. But mostly I'm angry Kings fans on the trade De'Aaron Fox train. It made no sense to me, people that were saying that and hating on De'Aaron Fox when he's playing like his 5th game back. He has really no chemistry. I don't want to say no chemistry. He has some, but he doesn't have the experience playing next to Wemby and playing next to our team for us to make a fair judgment of De'Aaron Fox. So that was ridiculous, everyone hating on him after last game. After last game, I said, all right, just wait till next game, and then De'Aaron Fox is going to play a good game, and everyone's going to be really quiet about trading De'Aaron Fox. This game, it was really similar to last game he played against the Warriors. The only difference was De'Aaron Fox made 2 or 3 of those clutch shots down the stretch that he missed last game against the Warriors. Um, to your point, if you're thinking this, De'Aaron Fox did miss Wemby on a couple plays down the stretch last game. Wemby was sitting out this game, so everyone understood De'Aaron Fox is our star player. De'Aaron Fox is going to take these clutch shots down the stretch, and if you don't like it, you got to get used to it because this guy is our other superstar player next to Wembenyama. And again, like I said, he's plus 20 out there. If you were watching the game, it was just obvious how much better our offense was running with De'Aaron Fox. Back to my point, we might not pass the ball around as much when De'Aaron Fox was on the court, but the reason was De'Aaron Fox, he just sees what's going on so fast. Like I said before, he had a couple skip passes to Harrison Barnes, Julian Champagny for wide open corner threes. He had the lob to Cornette. He had some passes to Sohan, Cornette when they're just rolling down the paint for easy finishes. And another thing I noticed with De'Aaron Fox, even if he's not the one scoring the points, they were trapping him at half court. So when they trap him, he reads the entire court and he passes to the guy that has the mismatch right away. There was one play down the stretch. He passed it to Harrison Barnes, and Harrison Barnes had Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis is like 6'1". He's a smaller man. And De'Aaron Fox was just finding the mismatch just like that. He was finding the roll man. He was passing out to the corner for open threes. And our offense just ran so much more smoothly when De'Aaron Fox was in the game. It's crazy. It's crazy the people that were hating on him last game and saying De'Aaron Fox is a ball hog. De'Aaron Fox is trying to play hero ball. I agree. He was trying to play a bit of hero ball last game. But the people that are saying, fucking Spurs coaching lost them a couple games, because coaching was the reason we lost those 2 games against Golden State. If we had better coaching, we would have won at least one of those games. So the people out there saying, Spurs had some bad coaching and De'Aaron Fox made a couple questionable decisions down the stretch of the Warriors game. Hey, I know how we can fix the Spurs coaching. Let's trade away their top 10 point guard. Let's trade away the Spurs' second best player, and that's gonna make their coaching way better. Again, I don't think it was a lot of Spurs fans that were thinking like that. I think it was mostly salty Kings fans that are mad that we stole their top 10 point guard away from them. But we love you here in San Antonio, De'Aaron Fox. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you thought about the Spurs performance, what you thought about De'Aaron Fox's, I would say, redemption performance from last game. He still played well last game. He just made those bad decisions down the stretch. But De'Aaron Fox having 28 points and 11 assists, it's not going to happen every single game of the season, but it's not like this was some outlier performance. My last point for De'Aaron Fox, he came out really aggressive. He was getting into the paint at will. He was using his ball handling and his quickness to get into the paint, which I felt like he could have done a better job at last game. So it's nice to see De'Aaron Fox is, maybe he was doubting his hamstring a little bit. I know he's healthy out there, but just getting used to the speed of the game, getting his conditioning back again. And I think we'll see De'Aaron Fox playing a lot more like this as the season goes on and using his ball handling and his quickness, his smarts to get himself into the paint. And once he gets into the paint, it just creates open threes for all of our shooters, creates open looks for Luke Cornette, our big man rolling down the middle. And, and I can't say it enough, our offense looked so much better when De'Aaron Fox was on the court, and the plus 20 on the plus minus kind of proves to us what our eye test was already telling us. But please like and subscribe. 7 million subscribers. De'Aaron Fox balls out. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.